Now, Sports 2 with Reggie Chatman.
So that's what we're in store for. A team that can try to outslug you and try to strike a lot of your batters out. So we have to be prepared for that challenge.
Yeah, things never seem to get easier in the SEC. Good evening and welcome back. I'm Reggie Chatman with your sports. You'll hear more from LSU head coach Paul Mainieri in a second, but first, some basketball news. LSU head women's basketball coach Nikki Fargas may be stepping away from the team for another opportunity away from coaching. Now, LSU cannot confirm that Fargas has resigned as head coach of the Tigers because that has not happened yet. Fargas just completed her 10th season at the helm of the program, where the Tigers finished 9-13 and missed the NCAA tournament. Overall, our teams have finished with a record of 177 and 129, which is the second highest win total in program history. If Fargas does resign, she would finish with 5 20-win seasons and 6 NCAA tournament appearances in her 10 years on campus. She had 1 year left on her contract that paid her $700,000. Now, as for the LSU men's team, head coach Will Wade is losing his top scorer from a season ago. Freshman Cam Thomas announced via social media today that he is declaring for the NBA draft and intends to sign with an agent. So that means his time in the purple and gold is officially over. The SEC's leading scorer from a season ago averaged 23 points per game and was an all-SEC first-team selection. Now, in other news, local product, Jalen Cook and forward Andre Hyatt have both reportedly entered the transfer portal. Alrighty, now switching gears to the dime, LSU baseball welcomes in another top 10 team to the box this weekend. This time it's South Carolina, who comes in ranked top 3 in the conference in ERA and winners of their last 3 games. Meanwhile, the Tigers have won each of their last 4 games and come in tonight with momentum after winning their first conference series on the road against Kentucky. And the resurgence of one of this team's biggest leaders was a big part of last weekend's success. Sports 2's Matt Trent has more.
Any couple will tell you arguments are bound to occur when you've been with someone for an extended period of time. And as of late, for Cade Beloso and his swing, well, they've been sleeping in separate beds. But for this weekend, he finally came around to his old form, and all it took was a little bit of persistence and some help from his marriage counselors, Paul Mainieri and Eddie Smith.
Not only was he struggling, but his swing was changing. He wasn't showing the same bat speed and so forth. A couple weeks ago, Eddie Smith and I got very involved and, did some video analysis with Cade and changed a few things back to what we thought he needed to do. And he stuck with it, to his credit. Even though he hasn't been getting a lot of hits, Cade has stuck with some of the changes that we made. I thought he swung the bat really well this whole weekend. Got some big hits for us, drove in some critical runs for us, and it made such a big difference for our team to get him hitting.
Yes, Paul Mainieri was very hands-on with Beloso's swing tweaks, but also moving him and Jordan Thompson down in the lineup this weekend in Lexington helped both of those guys tremendously. They saw more fastballs and ultimately put together better swings. And as Coach said, when those two are good, LSU is good too. Covering the Tigers, Matt Trent, WBRZ Sports 2, your home for LSU Sports.
All right, thank you, Matt. Here's how Beloso's production has looked since making those changes. The junior had a .210 batting average with 14 RBIs over the first 20 games he stepped to the plate. Now, since adjusting before the Tennessee series, Beloso's average has jumped up to .273 over the last 10 games with 9 RBIs, 5 hits, and 7 of those RBIs came in the last 3 games against Kentucky. LSU is hoping he keeps up his hot hitting in Game 1 against South Carolina tonight at 6:30. And we'll have all the highlights and reaction from that game tonight at 10. But that's it for sports for now. We'll have more news right after this commercial break.